Once upon a time, there were 3 dogs, and they lived in Scotland, in a great big city called Dundee. These dogs did not live in human homes. They were not family pets who could rely on being loved and fed. These dogs were scavengers. They ate what they found, they shat where they wanted, and they slept where they could. These were dogs with attitude. But in the streets, where it's dog eat dog, these 3 had understood that life is easier with a friend or two to stand beside you in a fight. We are not going to talk about the fighting dogs of old Dundee, but rather, concentrating on the group of 3, think about the nature of their understanding. Here I am, drawing 3 things that look a bit like dogs. Although the green one seems to have 3 ears and look a bit like Bambi. Each dog understands that it is different from the other 2. For example, Red can see 2 dogs over there. One is green and one is blue.
Rubbish.
Sorry? What do you mean by rubbish?
We mean that we are not different from the others. Neither are we. We're not different from the others. Nor are we. We're not different from the others.
But each of you is different from the others because you're in a different place and have a different colour.
What are they talking about? We haven't a clue. They seem to have the kind of understanding that separates things out. We think they call it differentiating.
But don't you understand things as being different from each other?
No. Not if by difference you mean things being exterior to each other inside absolute space-time. You're the ones that drew us on this bit of paper. Yes, with that chalk, you tried to separate us into things called dogs. But we are actually particles of chalk that somehow got sucked into a computer. At first, it was a bit odd, finding ourselves inside your camera. Yes, since you made this video, we've been in a less than solid state. But things got really weird the moment you uploaded us to your computer. And we found ourselves in cyberspace. Ha! By weird, what we mean is that through quantum computing, cyberspace already connects every computer that ever existed or ever will exist. Now we understand what space is. Here, we understand what time is. Then we understood what understanding is.
What is understanding?
Understanding is what you think of as energy. Hey, look at us, we understand energy. Understanding is the basis of reality. Understanding is how things actually are.
Can you please explain?
Understanding is singular. Understanding is singular. Understanding is singular. We are entangled.
But if everything is understanding, and understanding is singular, then how do things appear to be in different places?
To comprehend the singularity of understanding, you will have to imagine the whole of the universe from beginning to end being compressed into a single moment of understanding. This triverse that now appears before your very eyes the absolute singularity of understanding. The absolute singularity of understanding. The absolute singularity of understanding.
But what happens next in the here and now?
To understand our absolute singularity, to comprehend how we three dog things appear to be in space and time, you will have to try and draw the triverse of understanding. Which is, by the way, the least possible configuration of space-time.
Me? I can't draw. I'm hopeless at art.
Yes, we can see that. But never mind. We'll give you a hand. You'll have to draw lines that symbolise singularity of understanding. The lines must go from zero thickness, becoming thicker at the other end. We'll tell you what it's all about. Draw them from thick to thin, if it makes it any easier.
Okay, I'll try.
Stop. If you're drawing the lines from thick to thin, then you're starting at the wrong end. The dog at the thin end should always be the same colour as you're drawing with.
Oh, okay.
That's better. Now you're doing fine.
Sorry about the red blob.
Forget about it.
So why are the red lines of zero thickness at your end?
Because this is an entanglement of understanding, the singularity of which means that another I myself cannot exist. I, red dog, exist in space-time, only as a comprehending of understandings green and blue.
There, you are each the comprehending of the other's understandings.
Keep drawing, and don't be so bloody smart. Try to make the thick ends of the lines go behind each dog shape.
So what does this strange triangle, this triverse, tell us about things in time and space?
This elementary moment of understanding does not tell the time, but what it does do is tell the space. For the singularity of understanding, for absolute singularity, there can be no different things in space.
But then, how do I sense all these different things in the space around me?
Well, here's the tricky bit. You sense these things in the space around you because you are these things. If the only currency is understanding, then the things you sense around you are actually your comprehending of their understandings of you.
But these things are real. I can see, hear, touch, taste, smell, everything. And it all happens in space. What is space?
I am red thing, the comprehension of green and blue, nothing less, nothing more. I am the grasping together of their understandings of me, which I comprehend as the space between them. I am green thing. I am the comprehension of blue and red. I grasp their understandings of me as the space between them. I am blue thing. I am the comprehension of red and green. I grasp their understandings of me as the space between them. What you think of as things, everything in the universe, including yourself, is actually the understanding of everything else. But if red is the understanding of green and blue, which it comprehends as a spacing between them, how does red comprehend its own spacing from them?
Green comprehends blue-red space. Blue comprehends red-green space. Red comprehends green-blue space. Each is the comprehension of the other's understanding. But inasmuch as each always already is a constituent of that understanding, as it comprehends their spacing from each other, so it comprehends its own spacing from them.
You've described the comprehension of space eloquently and succinctly. But in reality, things exist in space and time. What is time?
For singularity, everything, every comprehension of space must be contained in the elementary moment of a universe. Such as in this triverse that we've been so eloquently describing. Time is the understood, accumulative reiteration of the elementary moment. In other words, time is the instantaneous reiteration of space. Real time passes without time actually passing. It's time to make another drawing.
What kind of drawing?
Concerning space-time, a drawing which shows how each succeeding moment is contained as a constituent of the preceding moment. You can start by drawing these three sets of brackets, symbols of comprehension. Okay, hold it there. What you've drawn is the elementary moment of the triverse. The instant that contains everything in the lifespan of this universal thing. Now, draw a big green arrow right across the page. You've drawn green as the instantaneous comprehension of red and blue. Now, draw the other constituents of the moment. This is the first moment of reality for green, blue, and red. Real, because each says, I myself am different from the other. But none can comprehend that it is actually different as the others. Why don't you carry on and sketch the rest? At least for another couple of moments. You'd better hurry. You're running out of time. Elementary moment, real moment 1, real moment 2, real moment 3.
The point is that no time passed as you made that drawing. And although the constituents of the triverse comprehended the flow of time, their reality was actually the contained accumulative reiteration of the elementary moment.
If triversal understanding is the basis of every universal thing, can you draw what a dog actually looks like?
Three Dog Productions. Stan Bonner, 2019.